In this section, we discussed order of operations, and so I'm going to work a problem with you now that's a little bit more involved, and we're still looking at order of operation rules. You might want to remember that by looking at your, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, but the actual order of operations starts out with any grouping symbols, and if there are a lot of them, which there are in this problem, you want to start with the innermost set and work your way out. And then also something to remember that the second set, or the second step that says evaluate all exponential expressions, that also will include evaluating any absolute values, which we have in this problem. So as we look at this one, notice that we have two sets of brackets, here and here. So we're going to work them independently. So in the first set, when I look for the innermost set of grouping symbols, I come to that 6 minus 8. So copy everything else down as it is, and we would have negative 5 squared plus 6 minus 8 is a negative 2 cubed minus negative 4. Okay, and then in this set of brackets, we don't really have any grouping symbols inside of it except for the absolute value signs, and there's not any arithmetic to do within it. So we do move on to the second step, which is evaluating absolute values and exponents. So let's go ahead and evaluate that absolute value of negative 2, which would be a positive 2 cubed plus 1 minus 3 squared, and then in our next step in that set of brackets, we'll evaluate the exponents. Okay, back to this first set of brackets, we're to the second step, which we want to evaluate any exponents. The negative 5 squared, be careful. If I had negative 5 in parentheses and squared it, that would be the same as a negative 5 times a negative 5, which is 25. But that is not what we have here. What we have is negative 5 squared, which is the same thing as squaring the 5 with a negative in front, which gives me a negative 25. Okay, so I'd have negative 25 plus negative 2 cubed would be negative 8, then minus negative 4. And then on the second set of brackets, we'll go ahead and evaluate any exponents. Here I have 2 cubed is 8, plus 1 minus 9. And then as we revisit the two different brackets, we'll look to see that is there any multiplication or division. And I don't have any in either one of those, so now we're to addition and subtraction from the left to the right. So I'll do negative 25 plus a negative 8, which is negative 33, minus negative 4 is the same thing as plus 4. And then 8 plus 1 is 9. Minus 9, and then what we would have left is a negative 29 minus 0, which gives me negative 29.